What's going on, guys? I'm Known Player here, and today we're back with another video rounding up a whole bunch of interesting stuff. Mainly a bunch of secrets and puzzles and just weird stuff hidden around the place. As I'm sure you're well aware, this DLC is packed with that kind of stuff. So on top in, kind of explain what they do, some things you may be confused about, and also what loot you can get from these things. There's also a very, very strange secret boss, which has a whole kind of complicated mechanic to even spawn it in the first place, but we'll also be looking at that thing and what that does. And we've also got new exotics, some leveling up tips, some quest lines and stuff like that. So you guys know the deal. Lots of stuff crammed into this one video. Of course, if you enjoy it, a like rating is massively appreciated, and let's get into it. So we're going to begin with a bit of a story time about one of the strangest things that I've encountered inside the Dreaming City, which is some sort of secret boss encounter that is very, very strange and also requires a ton of kind of setup to actually spawn in the first place. So More Console told me about this weird thing that was going on. We're trying to figure it out. Apparently the founder of this is someone called Fluffy Pig, so credit goes to them. To put it simply, there's some sort of secret way to spawn this boss inside the Dreaming City who has literally got equivalent health to a raid boss. Like, we're talking millions and millions of health. He's a massive bullet sponge. Only a tiny amount of people actually knew about this because it was literally discovered a few hours ago, and because this boss has so much health, no one was able to actually beat it. So we hopped in with a bunch of friends and we managed to get a 9-player instance going, so obviously 3 fire teams. The boss himself was around power level 540 and we were around 510, some bit above, some bit below, but that was our kind of general light level. And again, because he has so much health, he's not difficult, we can't damage him obviously, but he has so much health, we need 9 players for it. Obviously the DLC just came out, so it's still a very low level, and in the future, as people level up and get new gear, it won't be as difficult. There are some parts I'm still not 100% sure on because we were technically the first team in the world to beat this, so there wasn't much information out there, but I'm going to try and explain everything. So you're going to want to go to the very top area of the Dreaming City, Raya Silvia, and this spot where I'm at right now with the big bridge. This is the main part we're still not 100% sure on because we've activated it in so many different ways and it's very inconsistent in timing. So as far as I know, you need to wait until the enemies start moving against each other, so the Scorn and the Taken when they go to war pretty much. Again, it's hard to 100% nail down this is the guaranteed way to do it, but for the most part, about halfway into the enemies moving against each other, you're going to get a text pop up on screen saying a saboteur wanders the Dreaming City. The first couple of times, like every 5 or 10 minutes, the enemies would go against each other and the saboteur would spawn. There was literally an hour period where they didn't spawn at all. So again, pretty inconsistent, but that's everything I know and experienced. Moving on though, this is where things get complicated. So the saboteur you kill is going to drop an orb on the floor, which you can pick up. One of you is going to need to pick up the orb and you're going to be exhausted, so you can't double jump and you can't move as fast as you normally can, but you can actually melee and do a swipe to move forward. This is the main way to move. So what you need to do is jump over to this platform, basically cleanse the orb inside this purple pool of light. So once the person, as you can see here is More Console, has taken the orb to the mist and gotten rid of the exhausted buff, they then go on a massive long jumping puzzle. The jumping isn't super crazy difficult by any means, but of course if you do mess up, if you fall to your death, you may lose the orb and may have to wait till the enemies war against each other again. Once the person with the orb does all the jumping puzzle and gets across the massive chasm, he's then going to have to give the orb as an offering to this massive statue, and this is going to spawn the ogre boss. You'll know you've done it when it says in the feed a good deed is rewarded, and then it says pork or porok, however you say that, the Farseer's heir comes to collect. So the Farseer's heir is this guy, a massive Taken ogre with a huge amount of health and also an immune shield that's like a black hole. To take down his immunity shield, there's going to be a couple mages that spawn around the ogre, take down the hand or the sword of the heir, and they're going to drop the same orb, the awoken charge. Again, you carry this to the kind of mist, kind of purify it, and this you throw at the boss and take down a shield. Like I said, this ogre has a massive amount of health. We had 9 people, all very good, all very high leveled, with whispers, with sleepers, weapons of light, blessing light, melting point, tether, you name it, literally everything just maximizing DPS. This part isn't too complicated. He's just a bullet sponge from now on, so he's got a ton of health, slowly whittle him down. There are going to be wizards and knights still spawning, so of course they're going to get in the way. Make sure you get rid of them. So you're probably wondering, what do you get after defeating this absolute mammoth of a boss, probably the most difficult boss in the game right now into the raid, but what is the reward? It must be something cool. I was thinking it could be a quest step or an exotic or a powerful reward or an emblem, something really cool, because it's very difficult regardless of light level. It's a pretty difficult challenge. Defeating him is going to say Porok relinquishes these stolen riches, and these riches are unfortunately not that exciting. There are a couple of Dreaming City weapons, some dark fragments, and also the Queen's foil. Unfortunately, the gear was also capped at 500, so it was not a powerful drop. We looked around for bonus chests and extra things that might have showed up or spawned, but there was nothing else, just these drops. So you're probably thinking that sounds like a massive waste of time. Why would I do that? It's a ton of work for literally 500 power level gear. I would definitely bet that this event or boss fight, whatever it is, takes part in some kind of later quest line or mission or something required later on in the Dreaming City. The way I see it, even if we were level 540, the recommended, or even 600, this would still be completely pointless and a massive waste of time. So this is definitely not equivalent to a high value target or the enemies warring over a chest. This is much more. So I feel like it's probably later down the line significant to something. Maybe we've got to wait until the 3rd cycle at the Dreaming City. Maybe you got to beat the raid first. Who knows? But I think it's something a bit more than just these drops. But either way, that is the very strange and very complicated secret boss in the enemies moving against each other event. Let me know down below in the comments, do you think there's more to this or it's just that? Okay, so moving on, we're going to look at a bunch more stuff inside the Dreaming City. You can do little secrets, unlocks, quests, bounties, things like that. There is actually quite a lot to do here, and definitely a lot of stuff that's going to raise your light level, so things worth paying attention to. The main thing is going to be these bounties, so the daily ones right here and also the weeklies, which of course give you powerful drops. These are going to upgrade you. So I'm about to complete my last daily bounty, which is this one. That is then going to unlock this one, which is a powerful drop. There's also this one, which is going to give me another powerful drop. And then this one, which is going to give me an offering to the Oracle, which we'll look at, and that's going to lead to this one. So it's massive chain reaction. A lot of things around here are very cryptic. This one says hidden objectives, and by that you can simply do a gold region chest. So there's one down here, I believe. We hop off this cliff and try not to die. There should be a gold chest around here with the mantle, saving a life. So that is the bounty done. It's given us a Queen's Foil, a Dark Fragment, and a sidearm. I have no idea how to get back up. I'm probably stuck down here. Yep, I died. That was not a powerful drop, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So we should be able to turn this one and also this one. Ooh, a shotgun and an auto rifle. So what are those drops? This is 514, which is an upgrade, and this is 500. That's actually a decent roll. The roll is definitely very average, but I'm not sure what the other perks you can get on this, but either way, I do like this weapon quite a lot so far. So I'm pretty sure that was from the weekly bounty that auto decrypted when we kind of unlocked that. Now next up we can do this one, which is going to give me a powerful drop. Oh, a helmet and a bright engram and some 6 currencies. This is 515, so a nice upgrade. This is actually my 3rd one of these helmets that I've got so far. I do really like it though. It's a cool helmet. This Reverie Dawn is obviously the main Dreaming City armor set, but it comes with a pretty interesting perk, Riven's Curse. So in the Dreaming City, you deal more damage, but also take more damage from all sources. Very weird. Honestly, not a fan of the perk. It's pretty weird to just like take more damage, also deal more damage. I'd rather just kind of have neither. Next on the docket though, we have this thing, which is going to give us an offering to the Oracle. Now this thing is actually pretty interesting. Also get in the habit of taking every single one of these you can, because as you've probably noticed, Infusion is very, very expensive. So grab every material you see. So once you get the offering, you take it back to this place. You probably remember when you first go to the Dreaming City. So you want to jump up to this one and then up to this one into the giant room with a big fidget spinner thing. And it should say, yeah, present offering. So we're going to do that. And then I think it's going to spin around and do some weird stuff. Appeal to higher powers. What is it doing? It's aligned. And is it going to give me something? A chest. Collect loot. And we get a bounty and a chest piece. Audience with the Queens. That bounty is also complete. That's going to then lead us to do something else. Again, like I said, this is a massive like chain reaction of just things that lead into other things. There's a lot to do here. Once you present the offering, it's going to give you this special bounty, which is a purification ritual. Defeat sword-bearing knights in the Ascendant challenges while Ascendant. The interesting thing is the first item, the first reward there, the Transcendent Blessing. That's actually an armor mod that lets you do more damage to everything inside the Dreaming City. So it's kind of like the upgraded version of the Riven's Curse, where instead of taking more damage and dealing more, you just deal more. So I've now got the helmet, the arms, and the chest piece, but I'm not going to fuse them because it's a waste of materials. So we can now do this bounty, which is the weekly. Wow, that's giving us a lot of stuff. Another helmet and another special bounty. This one wants you to do the Corrupted Strike while Ascendant in the Dreaming City, which I think is a special one. I'm not sure if it's normally unlocked, but it also gives you the same mod, which is pretty cool. Do we get another? Yeah, we've got 2 auto rifles. What is this about? I was literally just talking about the rolls, but we've got Outlaw, which is pretty good, and Quick Draw. I'm feeling like I'm pretty liking this one, even though it's the lowest level. Actually, I just realized I'm pretty sure this could be a cool little infusion trick right here. So this is my favorite one that I want, the Outlaw perk, but I believe in 5 fuse it, yeah, it's just going to cost 5,000 glimmer. Basically, the bigger the difference between 2 items you're trying to infuse, the more it's going to cost you. These are going to cost me an arm and a leg pretty much. So we're going to put this thing in, which is only 5,000 glimmer. That's going to make it 516. The next thing I did want to talk about though is these things. These are of course the wanted bounties from the Spider and the Tangled Shore. Now turning in these bounties is actually the source for the Lord of War's exotic shotgun. Each one you turn in has a chance to drop it. I believe the higher tier ones have a higher drop rate, but this is the only place turning in these is the only way to get Lord of War. So it's a pretty cool thing. Very similar to like Pocket Infinity and Super Good Advice and Thorn from Destiny 1. I've heard the drop rates of these are not too high, so I'm not expecting it to be honest, but we're probably going to get a bunch of random legendary gear. Ether Doctor, Scout Horn Mask, some boots, some more stuff, a Scout Rifle, not Lord of Wolves, and not Lord of Wolves. Like I said, the drop rates are very low, so I wasn't really expecting it, but that nonetheless, oh, that is a really good roll. Outlaw and Explosive Payload. I'm pretty sure I've heard this perk is bugged and it does less damage now. And what is this thing about? This is, whoa, that's actually a really good roll. Outlaw Rampage, that's like a god roll. And steady rounds as well. This is crazy. I'm not too sure if the high impact pulses are good in this kind of meta, but it looks very good from perks. I'm still not 100% sure on the high impact archetype. It may take some getting used to. I mean, these guys are way above my light level, so it does definitely hit hard. You can also ride the fidget spinner to the very, very top, and through this window, there should be one of the little cats. There's one right here looking out the window. Obviously, I've used mine, so it's disappeared for me, but you present an offering, the little small gift, and they give you some kind of loot reward. That is where I got my very first Reverie Dawn helmet, so you can get, I believe, Dreaming City weapons and armor. I do also have another bounty. This is the Blood Cleaver one, which is the very, very difficult boss on IO. This guy should give me another powerful drop, so let's see what it gives me. A chest piece, which I do need. 511, this one's 514, so nice upgrade. So you should also have a couple of engrams, I think prime engrams, which are the powerful ones. These are actually different to luminous engrams. They don't scale when you kind of level up, and they will stay at the kind of level they dropped at. 14, that is a nice upgrade. We'll take that. Outlaw triple tap, I will definitely take that. And it came with a tier 5 masterwork. That is not bad. This is a really good roll. And we got some boots, which are 510. Now, the problem with these is that obviously I need to use Morpheus rig, but like I said, 9,000 glimmer, 15 shards, 3 masterwork cores, and 25 dust, which is, I mean, obviously I can afford it, but it's a lot of stuff to give up for 2 levels. I do also have a bunch of these Eververse engrams, whatever they're called nowadays. I actually didn't buy these. I just saved them up and didn't open them. Oh, that's a chest piece ornament for a warlock, I guess. We got a ghost shell, a ship, another chest piece, the dragonfly regular chest, some arms, and the shank shell. Guardian of all, we get a sidearm or a pancan, I think it's a sidearm, and a grenade launcher. I'm pretty sick of those grenade launchers, to be honest. 516 and 515. I'll take it. So yeah, probably the ugliest and most uncoordinated hunter you've ever seen in your life. I look hideous. But that's going to do it for today's video. As always, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, a like rating helps out a ton. It would be much appreciated. If you're new to my channel, then make sure you are subscribed down below and turn notifications on by hitting the bell. That way you won't miss an upload. As always, you're going to follow my Instagram and Twitter down below in the description to keep up to date with myself. Click this image on screen right now to watch another video, and I'll see you all in the next one.